I'm a snotty-nosed, poor kid from South Side Chicago. I'm from a place where the only opportunities that I had in my life when I was a child that I thought I had was gangbanging, selling drugs, robbing, or playing basketball or sports. Honest truth. I had to learn how to cook, clean, take care of my siblings because my mother and my father, they worked multiple jobs just to barely make ends meet. My story is not an uncommon story. Some of you in here probably relate to that. My story is the same story that takes place in Shiprock, New Mexico, Farmington, New Mexico, Gallup, Deming, El Paso, you name it. Story from Shiprock. Young girl, I want to dance. I want to travel the world. I want to do all the things that no one has ever told me about. That's what I want to do. But I don't know where to start. Another guy says, oh, I would love to do great things, but it's hard for me to even get to class half the time. It's hard for me to go back home and do things because I'm from an abusive household. The only thing for me to do up in the Four Corner area is to what people stereotype all the time: drugs, alcoholism. You guys can probably name it out there in the crowd. But that's not the problem, I think. The problem to me and the problem to a lot of us sitting here is that we take opportunity for granted. And I'll tell you why I say that. When I say we take opportunity for granted, I'll give you one quick example, and then I'll tell you how it propelled me, myself, to where I'm at right now, which is trying to help others. My mother left my dad. Same old story in Black America, right? Single dad, single mom, whatever. Moved us to Las Vegas, Nevada, because she said she had a great opportunity. The great opportunity was to be a maid. Can you believe that? Scrubbing floors, cleaning up after people partying in their room, especially in Vegas. God only knows what she was cleaning up. But that opportunity, her ability to uproot us from Chicago, where the only thing I was going to do was get in trouble, and moving us to Vegas was my first chance, my first taste of access. And I'll tell you what that means. Access to the opportunity is what she provided us. We moved into an area that we couldn't afford. She worked overtime so we can go to a decent school, but I was in an affluent community. When I entered the sixth grade coming from Chicago, my math level was at a third grade level. Going into sixth grade, think about that. However, my reading and spelling, I was at eighth grade level. Not because of I'm some genius. It's because I got in trouble all the time, and my punishment was, boy, go to the room, read, and spell all the words that you read. So but me being a knucklehead helped me, spelling and reading wise, but my math was terrible. So with that, I entered sixth grade. I had great teachers that put me in programs that said, okay, we can catch you, we can get you up to speed, we can help you out. That was my first taste of access, because in Chicago, it was just push them through the door. Push them through the door because they're just going to go out there and gangbang anyway, or sell drugs, or shoot someone. So by the time I got into about 10th grade, I finally caught up. And it taught me a lesson. I wasn't interested in catching up. I was committed to catching up. How many of you know the difference of interested and committed, right? You know what interested is, right? Interested is this. Man, that girl, she kind of pretty. I like to talk to her. I am interested in her. And then you talk to the girl. She was cool, interested. What happened with you and the pretty girl? She was okay. I didn't want to talk to her anymore. Committed is, man, look at that girl. She's pretty. She's pretty. I want to talk to her. You track her down. You ask her out on a date. She tells you no. You ask her again. She tells you no. You go back. You lift some weights. You ask her out again. She tells you no. And then that fourth time, because she says, dang, this guy will not give up. Okay, yeah, I'll go out on a date with you. To me, that right there, that's commitment. Because that guy could have given up, not went on a date, then the rest will be history. That's kind of how I look at our business at Cultivating Coders. I look at it as we're not interested in helping. We're not interested in providing people with opportunities that they typically wouldn't have. We're not interested in saying, oh, poor Native Americans up there with no technology and no diversity in tech, and how could we help them? Or down in Deming where they're struggling for jobs. Oh, we're just interested in helping. We're not interested in helping. We're committed to helping. We're committed to providing access to opportunities. That's why our instructors go out there for 8 weeks. They hang out for 8 weeks. They teach these kids how to code in 8 weeks. And it's not just the coding. I tell people we're not a coding boot camp. We're a social impact program, because if we can open your eyes in 8 weeks and get you to shift your thoughts and your habits and the way that you go about living your life from interested to committed, what you see on the screen is commitment. These kids were committed. These kids were driving 30 miles to get to class every day, 40 hours a week, with instructors who are in their butts every day to make sure that they learn. But the fact that they kept coming back and they kept showing the commitment to finish opened my eyes. It demonstrated to me that if we all in here decided to stop being interested in helping, and I mean all of us, myself included, to the mayor, to the governor, whoever, I don't care who you are. If you're just interested, that's like Facebook sharing a story. Oh, share it and like it. That's interested. Committed is getting up away from the computer and going out and doing something. You have to make a sacrifice to commit. I coach on the side. I love Herm Edwards. He's fiery. But I love the quote. When you can teach people to commit to things without knowing the answer, then they have a chance to be competitive in this world. Think about that. All you have to do is be committed. So my only challenge to everyone in here tonight and moving forward, decide whether if you're going to be interested or are you going to be committed to helping us and everyone else become successful. Thank you.